Hi, in this video I'm going to look at how to find good quality PLR, private label rights products, and PLR can be, let's say at best, hit and miss in quality. At one end there's the obvious trash, things like 1,000,000 articles for $5, that kind of thing, and weirdly people still buy that kind of offer, as you can see here. He's not the only one on Fiverr. I'll give you over 1,000,000 PLR articles and he's got 88 buyer reviews with a 4.8 rating, so people, yeah, okay, no comment, but then they've done the rounds. And at the other end there are limited edition licenses for products that, if you believe the sales letters and the sales pitches, because that tends to be that, you almost need a secret handshake to be able to find them in the first place. I remember going to seminars a few years ago and there were people sort of saying, yeah, you get these licenses and whatever, and yeah, they are available, but generally speaking, middle ground is easier. Most PLR does fall somewhere between those two extremes. You don't want 1,000,000 articles because A, you're never going to use them, B, yeah, you get what you pay for there. And there are sites like Master Resell Rights that have a large catalogue of products. Some of those have reviews. They can be worth looking at. It's all quite nicely categorised. There's lots and lots of different things. Choose a niche, drill down beyond that. So you've got all sorts of different things. And yeah, they vary. And some of them have reviews, not very many, because people tend not to. And going back to Fiverr, yeah, you can get smaller article batches. There's 25 on camping, 125 on beer. That one just off screen, 1,000 on hobby, less likely. 25 and 50, maybe even the 100, I'd be tempted. It's showing £3.50 because I'm in the UK, but that's $5, give or take. 100 PLR articles on chocolate. And you got reviews, so you can get a vague idea as to whether they're going to be okay, and they might be, and especially if you're going to do the kind of thing I'm going to suggest later with them. So, possibility for small packages, and they might meet your needs. And there are also regular new PLR products released via privately owned sites like PLR Minimart. There's a lady called Tiffany Lambert, and she's been writing PLR things, and they're all nicely categorised. And you get different bundles there. And you can also get them in sites like marketplaces like Warrior Plus and JV Zoo. That's Warrior Plus. I typed in PLR just to narrow it down. Then we got 50 tutorial videos. I've looked at those, they're not exactly up to date. I'm recording this in 2016 and it's How to Speed Up Windows 7 is one of the titles, so that's a couple of issues below. So you have to be, it's buyer beware on any of these. You got PLR rights to whatever else, so lots and lots of different ones can be worth looking at. That's Warrior Plus, JV Zoo, very similar. Most of the time you won't get a sample of the product, so you have to take things on trust to a fair extent, and that's up to you how trusting you are. You really won't know the quality until you start to do it. But sometimes there are ways you can do a search. Going back to that PLR video thing, you could do a search for how to speed up Windows 7. You could almost certainly track down the video on YouTube and get an idea of the quality of that. And even though that one's out of date, I looked at the thing and I think there's 50 videos, and if 20 of them aren't out of date, then that's still quite cheap, because I think that one's $5, something like that. But on the sales page, quite a lot of the time, the article or the product titles are shown, so you can usually track them down in Google. Just put it in quote marks, and Google's usually your friend, at least on that. The other thing that's well worth doing is using PLR as a starting point. It's a bit like having the first draft done for you. A lot of people really hate staring at a blank screen, watching that cursor flash and thinking, what can I write? And PLR can be really good for that. It just gives you a starting point. And as long as the PLR license allows you to rework or repurpose the product, and each one's slightly different, but there's usually a list of do's and don'ts, that can be an excellent idea. Rewriting articles and even complete books, it's not completely easy, but you can get used to it quite quickly, and some people really do prefer it. It's what I tend to do if I'm buying articles on sites like iWriter. I get it and then just tidy up things like, well, expand on various points sometimes, rewrite things in your own words, and tidy up the grammar. Rewriting things in your own words is important, but grammar can be a really big footprint. A lot of PLR is written by people who don't have English as their first language. It can still be good quality, but once you've read a few articles, you'll start to pick up on it. slightly different uses of words, slightly different grammar usage, so it can be Indian grammar structure. You'll pick up on it. It really is. You'll notice it. And even just tidying up things like that, so it's either US or UK grammar, and those two are different, can make a big difference. US and UK, we tend to use words slightly different. Australians use them slightly differently again, and you'll pick up on where the person came from, or you should be able to. And just to show you, I'll have a look at it. If we look at Alexa, not something I normally do, but that's for easy in articles, and that's where people are searching from. Audience geography, United States, yep. India, 55%, and then Russia, 1.7. It's a big Russia, that includes a lot more. So that shows you where people are coming from. So over half of Easy in Articles audience, according to Alexa anyway, is from people who are searching it. There we are. In the United States, Pakistan, Indonesia, Russia. So that's where they're doing their research, and that's where people are writing PLR type articles or just regular articles on iWriter. So go through it, just tidy up, change it from one can to you can, that kind of thing, because again that tends to come in. It tends to be just slightly deferential, slightly wrong. It's not how you'd write. It's not how you'd read something. The other thing to think about with PLR is what you're actually going to use it for. Most people squirrel it away and save it for a rainy day, and that rainy day never comes. In other words, they buy it, store it on a hard drive if they've actually even downloaded it, and then never use it. If that's you, don't buy any more PLR packages until you've gone through the ones you've got and either used them or deleted the ones because they're absolutely useless. So if you've got a pile of PLR that if it was in your study or your home or your office or whatever would sort of go floor to ceiling and then some, go through it and go through it ruthlessly as though you were doing the job for someone else, and you'll find that you'll get used to it, and you'll decide, yeah, seemed a good idea at the time but isn't now. And whether you're using PLR for your own website or inside a giveaway product, or in your autoresponder series, or anywhere else, it pays to rewrite it in your own voice. Because people will notice if your voice, and the voice comes through on written word just as much as it does on spoken, they'll notice if your voice changes from day to day. Maybe not consciously, but something somewhere will niggle them, and they'll be less confident about you and the things you're saying. So, again, that's definitely worth keeping in mind. The other thing is make sure that the PLR product you're buying is easy to rework. Written word, yeah, it's easy. And whilst there are top quality PLR audio and video products available, they're really difficult to rebrand as your own because there you are literally in someone else's voice. So you'd have to re-record them, always assuming you're allowed to. If you'd like to know more about finding good quality PLR, click the link below this video. I've got an expansion of this video as an article on my website, and also some links to various places because it's difficult to put links inside a video. So if you'd like to find out more, click the link below this video. And good luck with PLR. There is good quality stuff out there. You just need to be diligent and find it. Thanks for watching.